In this video, I'm going to talk to a whole bunch of guys from Wreckage.
Hello. Did I ruin that?
No, that's fine. So, okay, here we are up in the hotel room again, like last year, but there's one more.
Hi.
So,
This is John.
I'm
John.
John.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
His name's not hello. Is this the same room? It looks eerily...
This is not the same room.
Yeah.
They've
Feels like
actually
the same room.
they've fancied it up, and the lights are a little better.
I'm gonna have to watch
Speaking
the
of lights,
video.
it'd be cool if I turn this one on. Let me just do that real quick. It'll be fine. All right.
So now you have to watch both videos and let us know what's changed.
Which room is better? Yeah.
That's a good point. No, last year I did.
Are you guys
really,
moving up in the world?
Last year I did really bad color grading and everything looked tan and beige because I screwed up all that stuff. So
Well,
yeah. So anyway,
Fine to me.
how's the convention been going for you guys? You guys are here doing the convention and doing demos and all that stuff, but at the same time, you've also got a Kickstarter going on, don't you?
we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
So this is the most like professional setup we've probably had. So we are in the vendor hall for once, which is great, and let you indie companies know sales really go through the roof when it seems like a real presentation.
Well, it's a very different vendor hall this year too. This is the first year where they've had
They've really
they've
blown
got
it up.
70 plus
Yeah,
people.
there's a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. And so you guys are sharing a booth, but you're getting a lot of people there and you're selling stuff.
Yeah, we're sharing with Ironheart,
Yeah.
GMM, and Dicehead Games. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a co-op, but the little fish have to swim together.
Yeah.
We're schooling.
But you're also running demos out in the big
Yep.
hallway, and so you've been having everybody, obviously, who wants to get from point A to point B, pretty much. If you want to get from the elevators to anywhere else in the place, they pretty much have to walk past your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, volunteer.
And then Matt asks them if they have 20 minutes to talk about the environment.
I did do that last
Works out
night.
really well.
I did that to 5 or 6 people last night.
They did not like it. They were scared. They were scared of Matt.
Yeah,
It's
walking
a game about the environment.
It is about the environment, but when you walk up to someone and say, "Do you have 20 minutes to talk about the environment?" They're gonna spit.
Nobody wants to talk to you.
No, I get
apparently.
that.
I got
Someone
a
did-
demo
someone did
out of
actually-
it.
The
I
fifth
know
or sixth
you, and I
guy
wouldn't want to talk to you
did
about
work.
that.
And I feel like we're going to keep doing this. So
You know,
I think this is a good idea.
throw it at the
No, I think
wall,
that
see
I
was
feel like this is a good idea.
it was shocking to people.
It's actually a terrible idea, but it's a good idea.
it was a little shocking. It was just the disgust in these people's eyes. I mean, they were like, "Oh, I'm not on this." Like usually when you're like in a street corner, like everyone goes, "If you want to donate to like how much do you care about children?" I was like, "Not at all," and then walk away. And like these, trying to get donations. But I think if you have 20 minutes to talk about the environment when it's a climate change game, it was terrifying for the man.
So for those of you who don't necessarily know what the hell's going on here, and I can
Which
get
is
behind
everybody.
it.
Yeah.
Can I be included in
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Including Matt.
So Wreckage is a
of us know.
post-apocalyptic game
Yes.
that after climate change collapse and everything goes all
And
pear-shaped.
economic.
Exactly.
It's kind of a multi-pronged collapse.
Yeah.
One
And
feeds
it's
into the other.
But it's a
Environmental
skirmish
man-made.
game, but it's also an RPG. Although most recently, you're making now a new book that kind of separates out the skirmish stuff into one rule book.
Right, and then the RPG will be another one.
Right, yeah.
Like they're still very compatible. It's just there was some consumer confusion as to what is what, and so we're kind of focusing on that. Like we're not doing any RPG stuff at AdeptiCon because this is like a miniatures convention.
Yeah, makes total
but like
sense.
at Gen Con, I'll be doing some like art, like DMing or whatever they want to call it. Doing some sessions there. We're just gonna be like, so we're gonna focus. Like the special, like whatever that con specializes, we're gonna do it, and we've got a bunch of PDFs coming up for RPG stuff too. So.
And you've got this current Kickstarter, which is a new thing right now because you've added vehicle rules
Yep.
to the game.
Yeah,
and so
we're
you
really
guys
excited
got
about that.
resin. It's like
Resin
resin
metal.
vehicles that are
Yeah.
modular.
Yeah,
Right.
they're all
Yeah.
modular. Yeah. So you're gonna be able to kind of switch out different parts of the kit and customize them. So there's 3 different base car chassis. You're going to end up being able to make like 27 different distinct designs with the stuff that we're going to provide in the kits.
Yeah.
Then we might do some other add-ons if we hit a bunch of our future stretch goals. And also we're probably going to do just some stuff down the road as well, just as a regular release.
And being post-apocalyptic, obviously, it's very easy for people just to kit bash their own stuff to some
Yeah,
degree.
exactly, and
Yeah.
we really encourage that as well. So you've got the base chassis, you can pull the back off, you can kind of, you want to put a different thing on there. It gives you a good basic start for it without having to Dremel, without having to saw. resin, which I mean, I don't.
That was the dust.
You don't really want the resin dusting your nose. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's changed my
maybe
life.
you do.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else does, but I don't.
So basically, you guys you're moving forward with. I mean, last time we talked last year here at AdeptiCon, you guys were at about 120 miniatures in your line.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
around
now
it.
creeping up to nearly 200.
Yeah, I think we're just about
The
at
kick, the
200.
Kickstarter. I mean, we'd have to sit down and actually count them, which I don't know.
I don't know if we know how to count.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So like that's not
That's
like
a
we're not
bird
looking
that
for like a
starts flowing.
feather in our cap,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
but like we are rounding 200 at least with the Kickstarter, if not before.
And you guys added also motorcycles. Like people who
Yeah.
come here to get a swag bag, they get a motorcycle. They come
Yep.
to the booth, they get to pick which
Get the
rider.
rider.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks out
And
really
so not just the vehicles, which are resin and all that kind of stuff in modular, but you're now also adding motorcycles. There's not a lot
and
of
horse riders.
Horseback riders.
Horse riders too.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so you got post. I mean, which I have not seen. I mean, other than like the old Gorka Morka Muties, like I don't know of any post-apocalypse style like riders.
Yeah.
There might be some other ones out there, but I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah.
So, we thought it was like a really cool thing to do. On top of we're doing the vehicles, we're doing this other stuff. Of course, why not do some horses?
Modes
So
of transportation.
Yeah, no,
and we're
I
doing
mean-
some boats too that have been at the caster for a little bit of time. But it's taking a little while. Yeah, he's a little bit frustrated that he has to do these room temperature vulcanizing molds to get real nerdy for a second.
Yeah.
And it takes like days to do each one, and so it's like because you can't heat treat them,
Mm-hmm.
and the pressure because it'll crush the masters based on the way the masters are made.
Right.
So.
Have you guys been seeing like a lot of good response here at Adepticon as far as like
It's
the
terrible.
new stuff?
No one wants to
Yeah,
talk about the
no.
environment. No one wants to spend
That's
20
true.
minutes to
Nope.
talk about the environment.
Nobody wants to talk to Matt. But
Right.
other than nobody wanted to talk to Matt, yeah, we've actually had a really good response.
Great.
People have
Yeah.
been really awesome.
Yeah, we did paint and take today. That
yeah,
went off
that was a lot
well.
of fun.
That went off well.
Yeah, we play tested some vehicle rules.
Little motocross.
Demos have been constant.
Yeah.
So
Nonstop.
nonstop demos.
And a lot of excitement, and people seem to have familiarity with the game, at least
Yeah.
in terms of name recognition. They're like,
A lot
"Oh,
of people
Wreckage,
coming
I've
back.
heard of that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
coming back.
Adepticon is very much our home turf. Being, I mean, John's from Los Angeles, but the rest of us are Chicagoans, and so we. That's one thing. Another thing I would give if you want to do an indie company, you should volunteer at your local convention so they get to know you because it's homecoming every year when we come here. We get great treatment. I wouldn't say preferential, because that. I don't want people to be jealous, but
Right.
they treat us real well. And I see a lot of the same faces every year, and that's rewarding.
Yeah.
We've been doing sometimes we do a longer form game with someone because they're like, "Oh, I've already done your demo. I know the rules. You can just sit down and let's make a list. Let's pop it together."
Yeah. And now with kind of the new mini rule book, it's even clearer to some people. The differences between this was a rule that was really more for the RPG versus this is now the rule for the skirmish
Correct.
thing. And so I think because just for me personally, I'm looking at it now of the aspect of now I can really sink my teeth into because I'm not too much of an RPG.
Sure, yeah,
myself,
no, I get it.
But definitely I.
What was college? You said was the last time you did RPG
yeah,
stuff.
it's probably college.
So
yeah.
30, 40 years ago.
About 30 or 40 years. That's a very good point, yes. So, yeah, definitely. I think that's really cool. And I like to, I know that the Kickstarter is doing pretty well. And it's got, when does it end, roughly?
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So
Cool.
like the 14th of April. Or something.
We should know.
Yeah.
This is important information that we have no idea.
it's-
We'll put a link down in the description.
It's 91% there. Hopefully, when you're seeing this video, we funded.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been a good
been a
first
great
week.
run, yeah.
And so you guys have got stretch goals and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
too,
tons.
And we hit those stretch goals. We got a lot more stretch goals. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We've got ideas.
Yeah,
We'll
excellent,
keep.
excellent.
We'll keep. So.
Yeah, as soon as we get a baseline for something is when we usually like to get weird. We were talking about how we're at 200 miniatures now.
Yeah.
So now is when we have we just came out with a drifter with she's got a baby on her back.
Yeah.
We're doing capybara and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to get weird with the stretch goals too. So
Yeah.
pledge away.
Yeah. So what's kind of the next thing coming down the road, you think? Are you just basically going to, once you get the vehicles done and all the Kickstarter done, do you guys have plans to go back and revisit the RPG?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah. So it's RPG, and then next year we're doing terrain. We're focusing on terrain a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's
We've
some,
got,
some partnerships.
we
Well,
got
I saw
couple
in the
people
Kickstarter,
we're
you got those
talking to.
cool roads.
Nope.
Yeah.
And you guys are working with Ironheart, right?
Yep. Ironheart's.
Oh
still
yeah,
the
Alex
response.
does great work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Except
So
with his
more of that
vulcanizing
coming down the
or
road
whatever.
is the plan. More.
No, that's Rod. That's
Oh, is that
Jeff.
Rodman?
That's Jeff. Yeah.
more terrain down the road. Probably working with a partnership with them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
with the Shangri-La Los Angeles stuff, John, you just turned in a proposal for a 50-page RPG thing there.
Right.
Like I've got
Adventure.
an adventure at with an editor. Like so that stuff's not. We're not pumping the brakes on the RPG content. Like RPG is like near to dear, like especially my heart. But yeah, like for Adepticon, I feel like we're all in a very miniatures mindset, and that's great.
Yeah.
So much fun.
We're also working on a lot of retail packaging because stores are starting to ask.
Yeah.
So we're transitioning all of our stuff kind of like out of our like DIY style packaging into a more professional packaging with UPCs and
Gotta
starter
grow up.
boxes.
Got to
Yeah.
grow up someday.
Yeah,
But
gotta
yet,
grow
with
up.
all of that, you're also still sticking pretty close to digital as well. A lot of the stuff is available
Oh, yeah.
digitally
Yep.
off of the website.
And a lot of it's for free too.
So, yeah,
we really push the free content because we want people to play first and foremost. Like
Yeah.
if you and I'm a big believer of like trying it before you buy it. You know, if you like it, play. I don't want to tell people you have to buy the rule book before you see what's in it.
Because
You
the
know?
current new 48-page kind of just skirmish game,
Free.
that's
Yeah,
free, right?
free, yeah,
As PDF.
Yeah. As a PDF, yeah.
If
we
you
have,
want
we
a
have to
printed
pay to
version,
print it.
it's $10
$10.
bucks.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
We have to pay for it.
You have
Yeah.
to pay for it. If we didn't have to pay for it, we'd give that away for free as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's doing a pachow or whatever right now, but it's rec-age.net.
Yeah.
Pachow. Up
Pachow.
there.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'll
stealing
actually
your-
work. I'm
stealing
not
your
sure.
thunder.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, that's great. I mean, you guys have seen the stuff that I've painted, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
People around my area, we're getting more interested in it, doing that stuff. And obviously, we talk about it here on the channel quite a bit. And I don't know. I think that we've all been talking just a little bit earlier about how this Adepticon also seems like bigger. There's just more people here.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
And
definitely.
just that very alone of all those people walking by the booth and getting the
Right.
demos and all that kind of stuff, and everything
Yeah.
like that. That's got to help as
So
well.
yeah, a lot of the same faces, but like new people as well.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are here, man. I really am, and I
I smell a hug.
maybe later. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad that the vehicle thing's working out really well. I got to do some voiceover on the intro.
Yeah, you
for
did.
that.
Yeah,
So that was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
That was a lot of
yeah.
fun. It's the first voiceover stuff I've done. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
Not
you're-
the last. Certainly not the last.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're gonna be in the movies and we'll be like,
Oh,
he's
sweet.
the
Yeah, I could
first-
play
the first voiceover.
Heart of Gold.
You do like some cartoons.
You could be the hooker with a heart of gold.
Nice. I'm
you
looking
go.
forward to it. Really am. Really
You
am.
can be in the boyfriend experience. We'll get this done. I'll write the script.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Is that the end?
From there,
Is that the end,
Yeah,
Cop?
I think so.
Thanks a lot for ruining Christmas, Matt.